Hello and welcome to the Anime Madness Reviews. I'm your host, HenDiddy, and I'm joined here today with my co-host for the reviews, the head of the Jaeger is Taco, as well
Hello.
as well as a guest for this week's review episode, the Perfect Man himself, Perfect Sage.
Hello.
And today we are going to be talking about Kaiju number 8. Now, we're going to be going episode by episode, but before we even hop into the episodes, I want to know both of y'all's first impression of this series. Because
It started off with a bang.
I've been with this series since pretty much the start.
It started off with a bang.
How about you, Sage?
It did as I predicted. It was a banger after banger for episode.
Alright. So, opening Abyss by Youngblood. What are our thoughts on the opening?
Best opening I've seen since the rumbling.
It's great. I actually did find out that Youngblood was on his Asia tour, and he asked if he himself asked if he can make the opening for it.
Huh. He could do all of them. He can do all of them.
And then Youngblood, if I remember this article correctly, it was either Youngblood or the team behind Kaiju number 8 contacted One Republic to do the ending. What did you think of the ending? Nobody by One Republic.
It was good.
Even on their album that they just released, they have it listed as Nobody from Kaiju number 8.
That sketch kind of dope. But yeah, Abyss is one of the best openings since I've heard since the rumbling.
Yeah, it's an amazing opening. I had that thing on repeat for weeks. What did you think of them, Sage?
Intro and outro, both fucking great. They are like, don't get me wrong, yes, in anime, you have your good ones and you have your bad ones. They definitely nailed them with their intro and outro this one.
Yeah. The animation on the opening too.
Yeah,
it's
fucking nuts.
That was fire. And there's so many hidden details that like I can't even talk about the details that are in the opening that a lot of people miss because it's spoilers for stuff that the anime didn't cover yet.
I'm saying, if the show looked like how the intro looks animation-wise, I would probably be floored.
Bro, it would probably look insanely good, but that would probably have to be like, we wouldn't have a 12-episode season. We would have like a 10-episode season or even shorter.
Looking like that, I wouldn't give a shit.
Oh, I wouldn't either. Like, give us even just the first 7 episodes, where we get
that's fine.
The Kaiju number 8 stuff in the mushroom incident. Like,
yeah, people would be very angry.
End the season with that, but with that level of animation, that would be insane.
Oh, that was dumb.
Speaking of which, we also have our oldest shonen protagonist from the start. Can't say oldest in general because Goku is 43, but he's technically no longer the protagonist. But he's still treated as one. And even though Saiyans have more longevity, so it's more like he's in his 20s. But either way, 32 years old, Kafka Hibino, oldest shonen protagonist at the start. What are your thoughts on that? Because even the main character of Tokyo Revengers, he's only in his 20s. He's what, 26?
Roughly?
Yeah.
He's a great MC, to be honest with you.
Sung Jin Woo is in his early to mid 20s.
Yeah, but Kafka, great MC.
Great. Even for a 30.
Not my favorite character from the show.
No,
Great MC though.
he's. I wouldn't put him as my favorite either.
But great MC, but not my favorite character.
No, which we'll go over our favorite characters as we get introduced to them. How did you feel with the way they did each episode? They ended each episode with a pretty good cliffhanger.
Yeah, besides the last one.
That one, added material cliffhanger, I'm all for it because I know what happens next.
It was so just abrupt. Just stopped.
That's the point.
Oh. I was like,
because you figure that
no.
attack in the manga comes out of nowhere.
Okay, so it makes sense.
Like literally,
I was just like,
we have the meeting where Kafka gets accepted back into the defense force, and everyone finds out. Then, like the very next page, one of the bases is under attack.
Oh, okay.
So it's very abrupt. It's in the same chapter.
Gotcha.
So I'm all for the way they did the cliffhangers of each episode. It was beautifully done. Kept anime only's like second guessing, like what the hell.
Yeah, they did that pretty well because I was going, what the hell, the whole time it happened.
I saw this going around a lot. The animation style.
I was for it.
Yeah, I've seen it going around a lot. Let's drop this. Let's grab my screen here, just so I can bring up some stuff. So, Kaiju number 8. So these are some people on stream will see. These are some of the way the manga panels look. I'm gonna try to bring up some like. I'll send some of the manga panel images to you guys, unless you have stream up.
Okay. Yeah, I got stream up, so.
Yeah, like there's clearly a lack of detail in some of the animation.
Yeah.
But the animation looked good still.
I agree.
Like now this image here. I did not want to go to that. This image here where it didn't zoom that. Where it's from episode 7. I can't find it now. I lost it. It was when here it is. When Kafka shows up behind Kaiju number 9. Yeah, the intensity of the aura didn't feel the same as the manga panel to me. And I just realized I
Makes sense.
the Discord in the way of where that goes. Where the pictures come up. But yeah, the intensity wasn't fully there in that one. And of course you have hit or miss, like you lose out on some details with the animation compared to the manga. But either way...
Yeah, no, it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's still decent animation compared to some other stuff. Boruto.
That's not saying much.
So, all in all, animation looks fine. I just know that was a big thing going around in the anime community.
Oh, yeah.
Was that the animation doesn't look as good as the manga. And that's going to happen. You look at One Piece, you have certain moments in One Piece where the animation goes insane, and you have other moments where it's like, okay, the manga looks a lot better.
Yeah.
How did you feel about... We'll go with the next person introduced, Ren Ichikawa. What are your thoughts on Ren Ichikawa?
One of my favorite characters.
Well, of course, the main 5 are, without a doubt, like, the 5 favorites.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
What about
you,
Sage? Yeah, crickets.
He's had some tech difficulties. But what I was gonna say was it helps for the dub. If you do watch it in dub, it's just Yuji Itadori.
I would have to say Kafka is number 3 on my list. And going off just the anime, Kafka is number 3.
I think he's there for me too.
Ren would be number 5. Of course,
That's
if we're
fair.
talking about the main 5 that are on the display, those are the top 5 characters without a doubt.
Yeah.
There's no way they're not top 5. So yeah.
Agreed.
Kafka, then Sage is gone. Kafka would have to be number 3. Ren would be number 5.
That's fair.
You good, Sage?
All good now.
All right.
For some reason, I just could not hear anybody.
From 1 to 5, where would you put Kafka?
Kafka is like my favorite character.
So he's number 1 for you?
Yeah.
All right. Me and Taco had him at 3.
That's right. So far, yeah, he's my favorite.
Where would you put?
He's comical.
Where would you put Ichikawa?
He's definitely number 2.
Number 2. I put him at number 5. Taco, where'd you put him again?
I'd say what, Ishikawa?
Yeah, Ichikawa.
Probably 2.
2. Wow, above Kafka.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you know what my full ranking of these 5 are with being caught up after we go through all of them. The next one introduced, though, was Kyoko Shinomiya. What were your thoughts on Kyoko, and where do you put her? I think she's a little uppity, and I have her at number 4.
I love her character. To be honest.
I like what she becomes later in the series.
I really like the way her character is. I mean, I'm always down for character growth and depth and stuff, so I'm with it. But her character now is great.
Ichikawa's going to move up for you then. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I believe it. Actually, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
Just wait till you hear my ranking.
Okay.
So where would you put her? You have, 1, 4, and 5 available.
Might have to re-rank my list already. I forgot about her for a little bit. You know what? I'll slide Kafka down to 4 and put her at 3.
Kafka to 4, her at 3. Okay. How about you, Sage?
I'm going to have to toss her at 4.
At 4 as well?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have the Vice Captain of Squad 3. Vice Captain Honoshima. I believe... I think I got that right. Yeah. Hoshina. Soshiro Hoshina.
Yeah.
He is number 2 for me. Always gotta love a good sword guy. How about you, Taco?
He's my favorite character.
He's your number 1.
Of course.
I respect that. How about you, Sage?
He's definitely number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah.
So both of you have the 5 slot open for Mina.
Yep.
Yeah, only because we don't know a ton about her.
Wow. Even with the anime, Mina is still my favorite.
So far, she's seeming like a Mikasa character.
Oh, she's not. Because
I'm hoping she's not.
The thing is, she has no feeling for Kafka.
Like, as in, I meant like she doesn't like have like she just seems like a very boring, plain character. Like doesn't like yeah, she has the big gun, the power, but you know.
Yeah, she has the backstory. We do get the backstory of her.
I mean, we got a little bit of backstory of Mikasa. Get a little bit with her.
We got more of Mina than we ever got of Mikasa.
In the anime?
Yeah,
No. You get a little bit, but Mika has more than that.
Well, you
She
figure
doesn't have a ton, but she has more than that.
yeah. Well, you figure her and Kafka have the same backstory, and it's relatively a simple backstory, but you get the whole thing already.
Yeah, but still, it's not a ton to go. Oh yeah.
But the way I rank it, where I'm at in the manga, goes Mina at 1 still,
Makes sense.
Kafka at 2, Kyoko Shinomiya at 3, Ichikawa at 4, Hoshina at 5.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
How'd you feel about the other background characters, as Bakugo would say, in Squad 3?
Mind them.
You don't mind them?
Yeah, they all fit in pretty well.
Yeah, they're not bad.
The guy with the pink hair makes me laugh a lot. Although I always forget his name, but he makes me laugh. I like the rivalry with
Iharu.
Yeah. I always laugh when
And
him and Ishikawa go at it.
Just wait, because Gen Narumi, in my legitimate top 5 characters, Gen Narumi is number 3, and you guys only got to see a tiny bit of him in episode 12. You remember who that is?
Yeah, it's the guy who is
He has his gun pointed at Kafka at the end of the fight.
Yeah.
And Aisho goes, Narumi, stand down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Gen. He is insane. He's also one of the 2 main characters of Kaiju number 8 B-side manga, which is Hoshina and Gen are the 2 main characters of that.
Sweet.
How did you guys feel about Aisho Shinomiya, Kyoko's dad?
Seems like a dick, but has a heart.
Did you notice? I know they mention it, but did you notice how he was going easy on Kafka to give him a chance before they mention it?
Yeah.
You figure he's the top guy in the anti-kaiju defense force.
Oh yeah. Oh, if he wanted him dead, he could have easily done it.
Yeah. We didn't get much time with her, but the scientist, Konomi Okanogi, she was also the headliner of the ending.
Yeah, I didn't mind her.
She gets a lot more time later in the series.
I don't want to say like as a background character or anything, but I like her. I didn't mind her character. For what she was, at least, I don't mind her character.
So for the first season, they do have Mina listed as a supporting role.
I mean, that makes sense. To me, at least, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, so let's go episode by episode now. We have the first episode, The Man Who Became a Kaiju. What are your thoughts on how that episode starts? How that episode starts off the series?
Okay, with Mina dropping out of the helicopter thing, that was pretty fucking sweet. It hooked me in immediately.
Yeah, that's not how the first chapter necessarily starts. It's a couple pages in on the first chapter.
Yeah, that starting like that, best way for like, oh, I hope people will really like the anime. That was the way to do it.
Oh yeah. How did you feel about our main character being on poop duty?
That was pretty funny. That was funny.
And him being like excited to do it.
That part threw me off, but it was still funny.
They did very well animating the comedy aspects into it as well, because that's something not a lot of series are really good at, putting in funny moments in serious scenarios.
Yeah.
Another one that is very good at doing that is Echida Oda with One Piece. When there's a serious moment, and you should have noticed that in Wano Sage. He's very good at inserting some comedy in there during a serious moment.
The whole ending of Wano is supposed to be a serious moment, but it's all comical.
Because of Luffy.
Like, literally the last, 20 episodes? Maybe more than that is just straight comedy. And it's all because of a Monkey D dumbass.
Yeah, all because of... I did watch the dub clip. When he rebounds Kaido's Boro breath, and Kaido's dub voice actor just goes, "Nani?"
Oh, yeah.
That was hilarious. I love that they were able to put that in the script.
So yeah, I couldn't help myself, but I showed Taco some of the more funny bits to Wano. Like when Chopper's trying to help everybody. He's starting to lose his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Brooke starts running over. Chopper, help me! I'm all bones! Not now, Brooke. I'm busy.
Yeah, that's great. And speaking of comedy moments, that's an easy segue into episode 2, the Kaiju who defeats Kaiju with the nipple pissing.
I can say this show caught me off guard of how funny it was going to be. I will 100% say that. It caught me so off guard.
I remember when I first read that chapter of the nipple pissing, I was just like, what the fuck?
Like, I didn't expect it to be this funny.
No, I didn't either.
Like, I expected, like, somewhat serious most of the time. A little bit of comedy aspect. I did not think it was going to be like this at all.
Yep.
Like, I did not expect nipple pissing.
Yeah, he takes out a kaiju, and little girl becomes... Slight manga spoiler, because this is for one of the battles that's going to happen in Season 2. But that little girl he saves ends up becoming a fan of Kaiju number 8 from that moment on, and gets a plushie of Kaiju number 8. And she's always cheering on Kaiju number 8 anytime he shows up.
I'm with it. I was waiting for, like, the drastic twist. I was like, she becomes a kaiju.
No.
Like, oh shit, really?
We also have I believe it's where they also get the results of they get the results of the paper exam of the Defense Force enlistment, and both Kafka and Ren are accepted to go to the practical portion of the test. And that's where we find out that Kafka always passes the written exam, but fails in the practical every time. And the only reason he did it is because Ren informed them that the cutoff is now 33. Which leads us into episode 3, Revenge Match. This is where we get introduced to Kikaru with her knocking over Kafka's van.
That was a great way to introduce her character in my mind.
Great way. She already has a combat suit on because her dad's the director. And then we have Kafka having his first successful partial transformation to pick the van back up.
Yes.
And this is where we find out about Kafka has a 0% combat power rating. Kikaru, of course, has the highest combat rating. And Ren is also up there with a high combat rating of over 20%.
Honestly, I always forget his name, but the vice captain,
Hoshina.
him cracking up the whole time watching Kafka made that
Yes.
entire episode.
He's the whole reason Kafka stays on as a cadet, because he says you
Yep.
gotta keep him. He's just too damn funny.
We need some fun. We need we need a comedy aspect around here. Let's keep him.
Exactly. And in episode 4, we have Fortitude 9.8, which it's funny how they. I mean, it's the very end of the episode where it happens. So having it titled Fortitude 9.8 is kind of a spoiler. But this is where we get the first appearance of Kaiju number 9. And the second person Kafka reveals his form to, which is Kikaru. How did you feel about that moment when he came in? And how did you feel? Did you think Kikaru was going to die when Kaiju number 9 showed up?
Yes, because I've seen way too many anime. But I also thought that she was going to attempt to kill Kafka.
True. I mean, she was way too injured to do anything to Kafka at that point.
It didn't matter. She was going to attempt.
But the fact of her almost dying. I remember when I was reading this, I'm like, well, they introduced a strong character just to get rid of her to let Kafka shine. I was not expecting her to stay on. I was not expecting her to survive. Especially because you don't know who her dad is at that moment yet. For anime onlys, at least, you don't know her dad is the director.
I think that's the episode. That's the first episode where you get a glimpse of him too.
You get it. Yeah, it's the first time we get a glimpse of Aisho, but we don't find out that he is her dad until episode 5 or 6.
Roughly
5.
I want to say so.
Episode 5 is Joining Up. This is when he gets put on the cadet status, and he has 3 months to prove himself to become an actual officer. Not much to really go on in this episode. It's a bunch of training that they do.
Yeah.
The next big episode is episode 6, the Sagamirha neutralization operation, that's the mushroom one.
Yeah.
And that's where Kafka uses his vast knowledge of kaiju bodies to give the Defense Force an advantage. And then it cliffhangs with Kaiju number 9 appearing again.
Yeah, Kaiju number 9.
I think in episode 4 we also got to show that number 9 is disguising himself as a cleaner.
No, that was episode.
Was that in episode 5?
That was 9.8. That happens.
Yeah, so that was episode 4, Fortitude 9.8.
Yeah, that happens then.
I went back to that one saying that's where we see him first disguise himself as a cleaner.
Yeah.
And we have Iharu and Ichikawa running up on him at the very end. And it cliffhangs with what's going to happen there. And then in episode 7, Kaiju number 9 is the title of episode 7, where we actually get that fight and we get that panel that I was showing earlier on stream of Kafka showing up behind number 9.
Great fight.
Oh, amazing fight.
I love the fight animation they do have, though.
It is very good. All I'll say is the fights that are to come. Oh, boy.
It makes me excited.
Dude. Like I said, you should start reading it.
I don't want to.
Halfway through chapter 8 is where we're at. Where the anime leaves off at. halfway through chapter 8. Chapter not
I don't
chapter 8,
want to
chapter 38.
say, damn, they went through 8 chapters? Damn, that's a
No, the first
dense ass
episode. The
manga.
first
Holy
episode
hell.
wasn't even the full first chapter. There was still one page of panels that got annotated in the beginning of episode 2.
I was going to say, holy hell. They only did 8 chapters and did 12 episodes? That's a thick ass manga. How long are the chapters?
And,
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
with the Sagamihara neutralization operation, though, we find out in episode 8, Welcome to the Defense Force, that Kafka has been promoted to a full-fledged officer.
Yes.
And he is now at 1% combat power.
Yay, Kafka. And Shinomiya is not letting him have it.
And this is also where we get the fight between Hoshina and Kaiju number 8, their first showdown against each other.
Yeah.
Another insane fight.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
And then in episode 9, we have the appearance of a new Dai Kaiju number. Kaiju number 10. In the raid on Tachikawa base.
Personal opinion, Kaiju number 10 looks way better than 9.
Well, 9 is meant to be this mastermind manipulator type.
I'm just saying in general.
10
I like
a brute forcer.
I like the look of 10 way more than I did 9.
Also, the fact that no shot. So they finally released the full dubcast, which they didn't do at first. And just wait till you hear who plays Kaiju number 9. You're gonna say bullshit because it sounds. I thought it was the voice actor of Mayuri Kurasuchi because it sounds just like him.
Yeah, that's who I thought it was too.
It's Alejandro Saab, or better known as Sayu the VTuber.
No shot.
I'm gonna show stream right now because they finally have it up.
No shot.
Yeah, that's the guy who plays Miyamura in Horimiya. He plays Tatsuya Shiba in Irregular Magic High School. Gabimaru in Hell's Paradise. He plays Mirai in Platinum End.
Fair enough, I guess.
Like,
yeah, I thought it was. I didn't think it was him.
It doesn't sound like him at all. It sounds like Mayuri Kurasuchi. I can understand if it's his voice for when he's in the human form disguised as a cleaner. But the kaiju...
That I can see.
That I can see. But the kaiju voice, that's 100% Mayuri.
Has to be.
I refuse to believe otherwise. Now that they have the full list out, let's actually see who is playing. We have Caitlin Barr plays Mina.
Yep.
What is another notable role that she has? She's Yamada in The Dangers of My Heart, but you guys don't know that one.
Nope.
She plays Hakurin in Blade of the Immortal.
Okay.
She plays Baby 5 in One Piece.
Okay.
She plays Ryoku in My Hero. Dragon Lady.
Fair enough.
And she plays Nikki in Dr. Stone.
Alright.
I think Ichikawa's we already knew about. Adam MacArthur, who had an appearance on a Megan Thee Stallion song.
Yes, that is true. She is quite the big JJK fan.
Yeah.
As my TikTok has shown me.
She likes Hunter x Hunter as well, from what I've read.
TikTok has shown me that she is quite the big JJK fan.
I'm pretty sure she's an anime fan in general.
That I knew. I've seen it pop up on there.
Yeah. We have Abigail Blythe plays Kikaru. She plays the Eternity Devil in Chainsaw Man. And other than that, she's pretty new. It seems like her first roles were in 2022. So she's fairly new. Did a good job though. Kafka was Nazith Tarish, and Alexis Tipton was the young Kafka, which I believe Alexis Tipton.
Trunks.
Yeah, but I believe she plays in American cartoons too.
I know she's Trunks. 100%, I know that. As soon as I heard her voice, I was like, that's Trunks.
But she plays Mocha in Rosario Vampire as well.
Yeah.
But I could have swore she played in some American stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking right now at her full... No, I guess not.
Yeah, her only notable one for me was Trunks.
Oh, she's in Date Alive, and she's in Near Automata. She's Mei Hatsume in My Hero.
Okay. Hatsume is a funny character.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I was misthinking on that. But yeah, Nazith Tarish plays adult Kafka. He plays Fukurokuju in One Piece. That's the long-eared, long-headed ninja in Wano. Sage should know him.
Yeah. Once you described him, I was like, yes.
He also plays Beer 6, Zio, and Milo in One Piece.
I don't know who any of those people are.
Zio was one of the fishmen at Fishman Island. Beer 4,
Alright, so not rememberable.
I believe he was a filler character in Dressrosa. Same with Milo.
Gotcha. So not rememberable.
No. He plays Bondman's boss in Spy Family.
Nice.
And he's the third wielder of One for All in My Hero.
Alright, see, now I know that one.
He plays Gregory in The Vampire Dies in No Time.
We need a second season. Me and Sinclair needs free up.
The second season is out. It's not. I don't think it's dubbed yet.
Ian Sinclair needs some free time.
Hoshina is played by Landon McDonald, which, if I'm remembering correctly, he is going to be at Tekko.
Nice.
He is. He's going to be at Tekko.
That's cool.
So I'm going to probably take my one volume of Kaiju No8 to get signed by him.
Very nice.
Very nice. But he plays Ranpo in Bungo Stray Dogs. He plays Enmu in Demon Slayer. That is the train devil from Mugen Train. He plays Kamo Noritoshi in JJK. And he is the future devil in Chainsaw Man. He is also Du Kong in Bleach, I the Iron. He's a Sternritter. And this is one you should know, Taco. Yasuhiro Muto from Tokyo Revengers.
I have bad taste with Tokyo Revengers.
And then Iharu is played by Ben Stegmar. I think I said his name right.
Sounds right.
He's fairly new as well. He plays Aslan in Tensura, one of the Beastketeers, I believe. He plays Belda Norst Lemia in Tsukimichi, and he plays Adonis, the main character of the Kingdoms of Ruin.
Nice.
For Gen Narumi, he is Aaron Dismuke, who plays Dr. Stone. Senku Ishigami. He plays Eric Alphonse. And he plays Sun Eater, Tamaki Amajiki in My Hero. And he also plays Chiguri in Blue Lock.
Very nice.
For Aisho, Christopher Wetcamp, who plays Shoto Aizawa, Eraserhead himself. He also plays Kishu Arima in Tokyo Ghoul Re. He plays Rui Jerd in Mushoku Tensei. He plays Hinawa in Fire Force. And he plays Kyoshiro in One Piece. You remember Kyoshiro, Sage?
No, you might have to describe him.
He's the dude with the big blue pompadour. I pulled him up on stream. He's the one that vows he's the reason why Hiyori was brought in as an Oron. So he can protect her.
That's right.
Yeah, he's one of the scabbards.
Oh yeah, him.
Yeah.
I was like undercover.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's enough of that. We were at episode 9, which cliffhanged in the middle of the battle between Hoshina and Kaiju number 10. How did you feel about that cliffhanger?
That one was rough. I was pissed.
You're pissed?
Yeah!
But I bet you weren't as pissed as the next episode, though. With episode 10, Secret Revealed.
Yeah, that one had me heated.
Because that one is also where we had the delay of a week, or 2 weeks, for the dub.
Yeah, that one had me heated.
So, that one we get the rest of the fight, and then we have this Yoju bomb where Kafka reveals his secret to everybody in Squad 3 to get the bomb away and protect all of Squad 3. And then it cliffhangered us with Mina and some other platoon captains of Squad 3 surrounding Kafka, and Mina going, Kafka Hibino, no, Kaiju number 8.
Yeah.
That was a rough cliffhanger for anime onlys.
A tad.
Hey, one of the 2 weeks we didn't have a dub episode, we had a new chapter, so I had my fill of kaiju.
They were doing so good on Simuldub. They were doing so good.
They were doing good, but of course, like, if there's one hiccup is going to get delayed.
Of course.
So, but yeah, it was 6/15 was when 10's dub came out, and then 7/6 was when 11's dub came out.
Yeah.
That was a rough break for anime only.
Almost a month.
Almost a month. But when Kaiju number 8 Captured came out, we got to see what precautions they were taking with him, how they were dealing with him, and the beginning of Kafka versus Aisho.
Yes.
Where that cliffhanged right before Kafka lost control. That was an intense fight, and
Agreed.
in episode 12, Kafka Hibino, the fight gets determined. Kafka regains control after losing control. Aisho deems him as a worthy ally and even pushes to make sure he's not used as a weapon in the delegations. And Aisho himself visited Kafka in the hospital to let him know all the good news. And then we get the added scene of Kaiju number 9 planning the attacks on the bases.
While playing chess.
While playing chess, like, against 20 different people at the same time.
Kind of a flex.
Yeah. So yeah, Kafka gets released, able to return back to the squad. And we got a nice build up for next season. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being ecstatic, 1 being don't really care. How excited are you for the next season?
10.
10, Sage?
About 11.
About 11? Yeah, I'm super excited, especially with what I know in the manga, what's coming up, and the fact that it feels like the manga is coming to a close soon. I'm super excited. I cannot wait for the next season. It can't get here quick enough.
So I do have a question now regarding seasons for Kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
So is this the series finale, and then the sequel part of it is just the next part of the season, like the next part of the series, or is that something completely different?
So this goes through 37.5 chapters.
Yes.
And they are not doing a split core. The next one is going to be the second season.
So it's not a sequel series.
No. There's 110 chapters of Kaiju.
Because it got confirmed that there is a sequel series coming up for Kaiju.
Yeah, it says sequel, which is the next. It's going to pick up with the rest of chapter 38.
Gotcha. I didn't know it was like a whole nother thing.
No, the only
or
thing,
it was like that, because that was a weird way to word that.
Yeah, the only thing that they're going to do as a completely different thing for Kaiju is the spin-off Kaiju number 8 B-side, which would probably be announced as Kaiju number 8 B-side.
Which will be fine.
Or something completely different.
They worded that very weird.
Yeah, it's weird that they made it Zoku Hen, which stands for sequel. But, I mean, it is technically a sequel. I mean, they left off in the middle of an arc.
Yeah, so I was like, really? So then it goes into a whole new thing?
Technically, they ended the arc. Yeah, they technically ended the arc, because that chapter is like, ends an arc and starts an arc. Because that's the Defense Force arc, basically, where he joins, gets found out, and is able to stay. That basically covered that entire story arc of Kafka's process into the Defense Force.
Right.
So yeah, that pretty much completed that arc. But the amount of chapters they're doing and what's coming up, I'd say if the series ended on chapter 111, there would only be 3 seasons.
See, that's not bad.
No, but it's not going to end on 111. There's at least 20 to 30 more chapters at minimum.
That's good.
I don't think Kaiju number 8 is going to reach 200 chapters. I don't see it hitting 200 chapters.
I mean, that's fine, though.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of good series that don't hit 200. Demon Slayer didn't hit 200.
Right.
Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible didn't hit 200. I don't think Fruit Baskets hit 200.
I can't tell you if it did or not.
No, it only had 136. Darling in the Franxx had nowhere. I don't even think Darling in the Franxx had 100.
Damn.
No, it only had 60 chapters. Tomo didn't even hit 100. Delicious in Dungeon, because that manga's finished. That had just over 100 chapters, 102 chapters. I don't even think Sailor Moon had 200 chapters. No, Sailor Moon didn't even have 100. It had 61 chapters. So there are plenty of good series that don't have a lot of chapters.
Right.
Like,
shit, my favorite has under 200.
Claymore only has 159.
Attack on Titan has 139.
141.
Nah, I mean, fair, but still.
Yeah.
Regardless, it's still under 150.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Bleach, who had out over 700. Naruto.
That's a lot of chapters.
Naruto, I think, had exactly 700 chapters. Fairy Tail.
Yeah, One Piece doesn't count.
Yeah, that's over 1,000 already. Over 1,100, actually. Fairy Tail had 549. Naruto had 700 exactly. Bleach had 705. And it's like, you look at, like, Tomoe has 20 chapters. It's a Junji Ito story. It's one of his best stories. That had only 20 chapters. His number one selling story, Uzumaki, only had 19 chapters. And you look, JJK, what's JJK at currently? JJK is at 263 right now. Like, another one that's under 200 is Tokyo Ghoul. Tokyo Ghoul and Tokyo Ghoul Re are both under 200 chapters. So there's plenty of good series that are under 200 chapters. There's also good series that are under 100 chapters. I think Dragon Ball, because the manga is technically, like, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z is all under one manga. That had like 500 some chapters.
Yeah.
Death Note. One of the most popular animes there are, had 108 chapters.
Yep. Great series.
And then there's...
I don't think Code Geass was long.
I don't think Code Geass had a lot of chapters either. I don't want Code Breaker.
I never read it.
I don't think there's an actual English translation of the manga.
Even if I never read it. I've only watched
There's only 40 chapters.
There you go.
Well, there's 80 total.
So you get all that with Lucian within 80 chapters. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, because basically the first season is the first 40 chapters or 7 volumes, and then the second season is the other 8 volumes with the other 40 chapters.
Yep. Not bad.
Published in English by Bandai Entertainment from July 28th, 2008 to February 15th, 2011. So if you can find it, it's probably not on anything. Like, you probably have to buy it off eBay or something. Like, I'm pulling up Amazon right now to see if it's on here at all. Yeah. You want to know how much the first volume of the Code Geass manga is?
Hit me.
$98.
Holy shit.
No price for the second volume. Same with the third, fourth, fifth, sixth. Yeah. That's okay. I'll pass on the Code Geass manga. Either way, we kind of got a little off topic, but we pretty much covered what we wanted to cover. Anything else you wanted to say about the series at all?
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. It's so good. It filled a hole that I had, so.
But that hole's gonna open again because
I know.
you're not
I was
gonna
talking about it
have
the other
much
day.
time with this.
And I mentioned that the other day. I was like, I finally have something that kind of replaces AOT since it's completely over. I was like, fuck, My Hero's ending too. I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do.
JJK, dude.
Yeah, but that's almost done too, apparently.
The manga. There's still a lot of stuff to cover for the anime, though.
That's still, I mean,
Plus, you haven't read the manga yet.
no, I haven't. I've held off because Kagurabachi's a thing, so I have to get caught up on
You
that.
have to get caught up on that for when My Hero finally ends.
Yeah. Excuse me.
And what chapter 138 is where you would start JJK after season 2.
Yeah, that's
so you got over 100 chapters.
Yeah. I mean, I might start reading it at some point.
Yeah, it was Hell's Paradise season 2 was already confirmed. We're just waiting for when that's actually going to come out.
Yeah.
And Chojin X might end up getting an anime adaptation, Sue Yoshida's new work. Zom 100 is still publishing.
Zom's good.
What else is there? There's Seven Deadly Sins, Four Nights of the Apocalypse is still publishing. Black Clover is getting ready to end. Demon Slayer's wrapping up. What else is there? I mean, there's there's two Blue Vortex. Freyrin is still publishing. Wistoria just started for its anime. I highly recommend Wistoria. It's like a mix of Mashal and Black Clover.
Okay.
I enjoyed the first episode of it. I have the first volume that I haven't read yet, but I did enjoy the first episode of it. Yeah, I mean, Fire Force Season 3 is finally coming.
Yeah, and everyone can go watch Soul Eater if they haven't already.
Well, I would recommend reading Soul Eater.
Regardless.
Because, at least I don't know, because it's different depending on what volume of the Perfect Edition. Some of them are 1.5 of the original paperback, some are 1.25. But by Perfect Edition, like Volume 6, it's like Promised Neverland Season 2. That's how bad the discrepancies are between the anime and manga.
Yikes.
Yeah. Like, ever since Volume 8, I would say, of the Perfect Edition, it's been all new content for me. And I fully watched the Soul Eater anime.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, I would highly suggest reading it over watching it. Which there's only one more volume of the Perfect Edition left. That's not released yet. And then they're doing perfect editions of Soul Eater Not, which takes place 1 year before Soul Eater. First one actually releases in 10 days. Which makes me wonder how many volumes they're going to do of that, because there's only 5 volumes of Soul Eater Not. But anyway, tomorrow we're going to be doing Fire Round 2. We had 2 tiebreakers. Those votes are currently up in the Discord. If you want to join the Discord, you get to vote, nominate, all that fun stuff. The current chosen for tomorrow's bracket is Roy Mustang from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Joker from Fire Force, Sanji from One Piece, Grunbeld from Berserk, Madara Uchiha from Naruto, Sailor Mars from Sailor Moon. The current votes that are currently going on at this moment are who gets chosen from Demon Slayer, Rengoku, or Nezuko, which is currently sitting at 3-3, tied again. Oh boy, another tie. And who gets chosen? Pokemon with the Charizard evolution line and the Blaziken evolution line, which is also tied 3-3 again. Those votes are open until 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. And if you're watching this on YouTube, ignore this, other than the fact of joining the Discord in the description below. That way you can be involved with this as it's happening. By the time y'all see this on YouTube, we will be into our Ice and Water Round 2. What else is there? Oh, next Saturday, or if you're a YouTube watcher, next Thursday, is still a up in the air 50-50 episode, whether it's going to happen or not. It all depends on when I return home. I will be at the Techo convention next weekend. It all depends on if I'm able to get back to my computer in time to do those episodes. But either way, it will be a wormhole next week, and we'll be doing... It'll be a shorter wormhole, though, because there's not much going on in the summer. This summer, there's not many good series going on. And next Sunday is also an up in the air episode, which is the Ice Water Round 2. Also, make sure to grab yourself some Rogue Energy if you need the energy, or if you need some hydration. You need something that's like kind of like Gatorade or something, but you don't want to deal with all that unnecessary sugar. Grab yourself some Rogue Hydration. In the description, we have our discount link. It'll take you right to Rogue Energy with the discount code. Or you could just go to rogueenergy.com and use the code TheMadness5 at checkout to get yourself 5% off your order. Yeah. You guys got anything else to say?
Nope.
Nope. Are you sure?
Positive. Unlike my COVID test. Who takes COVID tests anyway?
You got anything to say, Sage?
Stay humble, get rumbled.
そうだな。そうかもな